Sup mates, this is chapter 2 of Whispers in Maple Hollow. Please give a like and sub if you enjoyed. God bless. Title, Chapter 2. The Figures in the Trees. The woods behind the lodge were meant to be scenic. At least, that's what the pamphlet said. Guided serenity hikes and easy walking paths through a natural wonderland. No mention of the paths splitting off, narrowing down, or getting swallowed by trees that lean a little too close together. No one wants to hike before breakfast, especially the adults. But somehow, the kids convince them. You've got 20 minutes, Elena warns, zipping up Sophie's hoodie for her. No deeper than the stream. No chasing wildlife. No urban exploring. Rural exploring, Liam corrects with a half-smirk. Elena raises one brow. Even worse. The forest greets them with silence. Not absence of sound silence. More like listening silence. The crunch of their feet on dry leaves feels too loud. Even their breath seems to hang in the air longer than it should. Sophie is the first to veer off the trail. Guys, she says, crouching beside a thick poplar. There's something carved here. The others gather around. Etched into the bark is a spiraling symbol. Uneven lines and delicate slashes, like someone was in a hurry or wanted to look like they weren't. Emma frowns. It's like the pine cone. The way it twisted. Liam takes out his phone. Compass still doesn't work. He switches to his voice recorder app. Static hisses for half a second, then clears. Maybe it's just logging markings, Noah mutters. They don't mark trees in spirals, Emma says. She places her hand near the carving, but doesn't touch it. Sophie does. It's warm, she says. Everyone else steps back just a little. 10 minutes later, they find the fork. The path splits, both ways equally overgrown. The right bends downward toward where they think the stream is. The left dips into a darker patch of pine. No signs. No markers. We should head back, Noah says. I don't like how quiet it is. Sophie stares down the darker path. I think I've seen this before. In your dreams? Emma asks. Sophie nods. The wind shifts, just for a second, and all 4 kids turn at the same time. Nothing behind them. But the trees creak like they've just stepped into place. They follow the darker path. It narrows quickly, branches pressing in at shoulder height, and the canopy above thickens until the light feels filtered through pond water. Moss clings to everything. Rocks, trunks, even the air. Emma leads. Sophie walks beside her like she knows the way, not like she's guessing. Noah walks silently, sketchbook in hand, letting the tip of his pencil move without looking at the page. Liam mutters to himself behind them, filming a video he won't upload. After 5 minutes, the trail vanishes entirely. The ground opens into a ring of trees, 12, maybe 13, spaced evenly in a wide circle. No stumps. No fallen logs. Just a clearing so perfect it feels unnatural. The light changes here. It isn't brighter, but it falls in soft, slanted beams through the gaps between the trunks, and the ground feels wrong beneath their feet. Soft, like layered carpet soaked in rain. Spongy, with give. And every tree bears a symbol. No 2 are alike. Some spirals. Some intersecting triangles. One looks like an eye. Another like an arrow cut through the middle. They're carved with the same deep-handled confidence. Not decorations. Not initials. Markings. Warnings. Okay, Liam says. This is officially some Blair Witch-level nonsense. It's not fake, Sophie whispers. She walks forward and touches a trunk. This is the place from my dream. Emma follows her slowly, turning a slow circle. Something clicks in her brain. One of the symbols, curling up and away from the bark like a question mark made of smoke. She's seen it before. In her mother's journal. She says nothing. Just walks toward it and stares. Behind her, Noah kneels in the moss, sketching with short, fast strokes. His pencil glides across the page like it's being pulled. He doesn't speak until it's done. Then he looks at the drawing. His brow furrows. It's not what I meant to draw. The sketch shows the grove, yes, but not from where he stood. It's from above, as though something hovered above the clearing and looked down. The 13 trees are perfect, geometric, a sigil, and at the center, a hollowed stump that doesn't exist in real life. Until they look up. Sophie points, and the others follow her gaze. There it is. A single stump they didn't notice. Right in the middle. Burned at the edges, blackened and split. A bird chirps overhead, then drops. Straight down, from a branch above the stump. It hits the moss with a thud and twitches once. Sophie gasps. Liam swears. Emma steps toward it, but Noah catches her arm. Don't touch it. The bird is intact. No blood. No visible injuries. Just dead. The breeze sharpens around them. The trees shift, not bending but aligning, like they're drawing in breath. We should go, Emma says. No one argues. They walk quickly, not running, but with every step louder than it should be, back toward the lodge. The air lightens with every yard they put between them and the grove. The light returns to its golden hue. When they reach the tree line, the bird is still there in Noah's sketch. But in real life, it's gone. The door creaks shut behind them, and for the first time since entering the woods, the lodge feels safe. Not warm. Not welcoming. Just safe, like a shelter in a storm that hasn't started yet. The adults are in the dining room, sipping coffee and arguing over which trail to try tomorrow. You're back early, Elena says, glancing up from her mug. Didn't go far, Emma says. Just needed air. Mrs. Whitlow appears in the doorway without a sound. She's carrying a small wooden tray, 3 mugs balanced perfectly on a linen cloth, steam rising in slow curls from each. Thought you might enjoy something herbal, she says, as if she'd already known they'd be coming back early, unsettled. The children exchange glances. Sophie accepts hers first. The mug is warm, slightly too heavy, glazed in a dark forest green. Inside, the liquid is gold-tinged and smells like chamomile, rosemary, and something faintly metallic, like wet stone. Emma takes hers but doesn't sip. We saw carvings, she says. Mrs. Whitlow's smile doesn't shift. Ah, the old trees know many hands. Do they mean something? Noah asks. The symbols. They're just charms, dear. From long ago. Her voice hums, steady and untroubled. Folk signs, backwards wisdom. The kind our grandmothers painted on fence posts to keep out sickness and bad luck. Sophie furrows her brow. They didn't feel like luck. Not everything that protects feels gentle, Mrs. Whitlow says. She folds her hands neatly over her apron. Liam huffs. That's not even an answer. Mrs. Whitlow tilts her head, as though considering something far off. Well, not everything here needs understanding, either. With that, she turns and glides back into the kitchen, her footsteps so soft they barely whisper against the floorboards. Later that afternoon, Emma returns to her room. The sun has shifted through the window, casting long slats of light across the wooden floor. Her eyes catch on something before her brain does. The rocking chair. It's moved. Not much, just a few inches. But it's no longer angled toward the corner. It now faces the bed directly. She walks past it without pausing, sets down her sketchbook, and stands at the window for a long while. She watches the trees, and they watch her back. The wind rises after midnight. It threads between the shutters, creaks the rafters, and slides beneath the door like it's trying to get in. The Bear's Paw Lodge is utterly still otherwise. No creaking footsteps, no sleepy murmurs. Just the long sigh of the hollow breathing through the walls. Emma opens her eyes. She doesn't know what woke her. Just a feeling, like someone whispered her name but didn't use their voice to do it. The room is dim. The fire in the hearth is down to faint orange embers. Derek snores lightly in the bed beside her. She sits up. Drawn by instinct, she walks to the window. Out past the fire pit and just beyond the reach of the porch lanterns, the trees stand as they always do, close, watchful. Then she sees it. A flicker. Low to the ground, like a lantern swaying gently in someone's hand. Then another. And another. No beams. No sources. Just warm gold glows moving slowly between trunks. Gliding. Hovering. Like will-o'-the-wisps, if such things existed. She holds her breath. A whisper of movement behind her makes her flinch, but it's only Sophie, wrapped in a quilt and barefoot. You see them too, Sophie whispers, coming to stand beside her. I knew they'd come. What are they? Sophie presses her palm to the glass. They're looking for us. Neither of them move. In another room, Liam sits hunched over his phone, headphones in, eyes half shut with insomnia. His trail cam app just finished syncing. He scrolls through the photos. Mostly nothing. Leaves, branches, animal shapes. Then, frame number 147. He pauses. Zooms. Just behind the tree line. A shape. Unmoving. Human-sized. Long limbs. Just standing. Not walking. Not looking at the camera. But not looking away, either. He closes the app and puts the phone face down. Noah doesn't wake at all. But his sketchbook is open. Pencil resting in his hand. Fingers still. A new grove has appeared on the page. 13 trees. Perfect circle. But this one has something new. Stones in the center. An altar. And 5 small figures drawn in black, facing the trees with their backs turned to the page. Outside, the lights drift closer to the edge of the lawn. Then vanish. As if swallowed by the wind. Maya stirs, half asleep, reaching across the mattress before her fingers find only cold linen. Carlos. No response. She sits up slowly, the echo of a dream still clinging to her shoulders like mist. Something about water. Something about stones beneath her feet. She calls again, quieter. Carlos. Still nothing. The back door is open. Wide open. She wakes James and Derek first. They don't bother with shoes, just flashlights and hoodies thrown over pajamas. The air outside is sharp, colder than it should be, even for October. The woods loom. Carlos. Derek calls, low. Then they see him. At the edge of the grass, just before the trees, Carlos stands barefoot, swaying gently from side to side. His arms hang loose, and his head tilts upward like he's listening to something above them. Carlos. Maya's voice is sharper now, rushing forward. He doesn't turn. As they reach him, he begins to whisper. At first, they think it's gibberish, but the words slide together into something old and broken. She's under the roots. The old roots. The veil's soft tonight. It's soft, yes. We drink to remember, not to forget. His eyes don't track them. James puts a hand on his shoulder. Carlos, hey, wake up, man. Carlos blinks, like someone flicked a light switch behind his eyes. What? He croaks. He looks down at his bare feet. Why am I outside? Maya throws her arms around him, whispering something he doesn't catch. Derek steps back, watching the tree line, flashlight held steady. There's nothing out there, but it feels like something just slipped away. Inside, Mrs. Whitlow is already in the kitchen. She offers tea, which they all decline. Carlos sits quietly by the fireplace, a blanket over his shoulders, steam rising from a cup he hasn't touched. I don't remember anything, he says. Just cold. And that song. I think I heard a song. He rubs his forehead. Why would I say something about roots? No one answers. Later that night, after everyone settles again and the lodge falls quiet, Emma wakes up. Not from a noise. From a shift. The moonlight cuts through the curtains now, soft and silver. She turns toward the window. The doll is sitting on the sill. It wasn't there before. Its little legs dangle over the edge. One porcelain hand rests in its lap. The other is pointed, upward, toward the woods. Its face catches the moonlight just right. One glass eye gleams. Emma doesn't scream. But she doesn't sleep, either.